Hi everyone, it's Trish. I am back with the third thing on my list to get taken care of this summer, and that is organizing our linen closet. So I do this probably almost every summer, but I'm really kind of starting to figure out organizational strategies that work well for our family, and I think that's the most important thing. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, and you really just have to figure out what's going to work for you. So just to let you know, it's not very deep. It does have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You think I could count 5? And then there's some bottom space down here. So I mean, as far as linen closets go, it's a nice space, and I don't think that I'm really using it to the best of its ability. I have tubs up here that have light bulbs up there, and then there are light bulbs down there. I have bought these little containers before, thinking that they were a great idea. I have little tubs up here. This was kind of when I would try to organize before. Say hello. Say hi. Say hi. I know you want me to hold you. Hang on. When I would organize before, I would just go buy a bunch of containers, and then, as you can tell, you know, they don't really fit the needs of what the closet has. So what I've done is I've sat down. I like to map things out. I'm really much a writer when it comes to things. So I have, some things that I already thought about. I have a snap container for batteries, because I know as of right now I have this huge container to hold batteries that, I mean, they're just kind of rolling around in there, so that doesn't make sense. Folding sheet sets. 9 frequent items need to be moved to a new location. Vertical space on the shelves. For example, these containers, what use did they have when it's double the space on top, and I really was like, oh, I could stack them. And that didn't really work out so well. And my husband hated that. So thinking about your vertical space, where I'm now thinking that these containers here, these are just like those fabric kind of bins. Look how much space. I mean, they're really using the entire space between one shelf to the next. And I'll kind of show you when I watched a few other YouTube people, they would have containers more like this too. And everything was kind of organized, but then there was just still all of this, to me, wasted vertical space. Vertical space, people, it's really where it's at. If you look at really small homes and things like that in New York, or apartments, they're really using that vertical space, just like they build their, high-rise apartments and all of that. Organize first, and then buy your containers. Take measurements, which for this, I'm going to kind of use this as my overall, how many sheet sets can I fit in there? Does it hold the stuff that I need? And I'm gonna kind of use it to measure going across how many I can fit in there. I would like them to have a uniform look. That would mean buying all ones that look like this, or I guess they could be the tan or even a cream color. So I'm just kind of, what's going to be on sale. Personally, I know it looks so much more professional when it's all the same color or what have you, or if they're all the same. But the only people that access this that I care about are my family. If my mother-in-law comes over and she puts away our towels or whatever for us, which I don't know why she would ever do that, but if she were to do that, I don't think that she would be appalled that they were not all the same container. So, I got this one on sale. I bought a few of these for my daughter's room because I just thought that they looked really pretty. So anyway, and then I'm kind of thinking about what's the intention of this linen closet? What does it need to do for my family? And what it really needs to do, let me come down so she can be a part of this, is it really needs to house our sheets, our towels, our toilet paper, paper towels, which I buy those in like humongous bulk. So the majority of my excess is stored downstairs. I need to put baby swaddle blankets in there because the next baby will be coming. Baby burp rags and washcloths. Our floor cleaning stuff like Swiffer, or their Dyson attachments, which now that my regular hall closet's clean, I could put them in there up on that shelf, because I really don't access all of those tools very often. Obviously not, because they've just been put away down here. I have a few craft things I would like to store in here. So I need to take an inventory overall of how many sheets and towels I have. You know, do I want to sort them by my son's sheets, my baby sheets, my our master bedroom sheets that are larges? Do I need to purge anything? I know I have a big container of nail polish up there that I have not painted my nails in probably at least 3 years. So I know some of those could probably go and maybe go into a smaller container. Oh yeah, and then I'm going to use that one bin to kind of check how many that it will go across. You know, and do I want to house my paper towels in something like that? Am I okay with my paper towels just being out on the shelf by themselves? So a lot to think about. I think I have all of our towels washed except for maybe a couple that are currently hanging in the bathrooms. So I'll kind of have a good look at the inventory that I have for them. So I'm going to get started on taking inventory and looking at, you know, what doesn't need to be in there and getting it out so I'll know exactly what needs to go back in, and what kind of storage bins or containers I would like to use to best house the things that have to go back in there. So I will check in with you soon. Thanks for watching. Oh, and just to let you know, I did start to kind of purge already some things in here. That's why there's like a few empty shelves, and kind of fold my sheets differently. I've seen, you know, the trick of putting the fitted sheet, the flat sheet, and one of the pillowcases inside the other pillowcase, which I've tried that before and it's a great idea, but if you have little ones, there are always those occasions where, oh, you know, they just need a new pillow slip, you know, they got sick in the middle of the night and they only got sick on the pillow slip, or spilled something on the pillow slip, or, I mean, you know how kids are, or, you know, they did have an accident in the bed, but it only messed up the fitted sheet. So, you know, you don't necessarily need to strip the entire bed and wash everything. You just need to grab a pillow slip. So I kind of don't do it that way because of kid reasons, but I will let you know what I'm going to try and we'll see how it works. So I will check in with you soon. Hey everyone, I'm going to kind of give you a mid-finish of the hall closet here. I'm feeling pretty good so far. I kind of know now, organizational wise, what I want to purchase and what I think will fit our needs best. I'll kind of go through with what I have so far. I'm trying to use as much as this, I wish it was brighter, sorry, vertical space as I can up here. This is the one area I'm not wild about. We have some good gravy, like the fancy pillowcases, you know, that go on the pillows you don't really sleep on. I've got like that gold, yellow, like if we go on a trip, we put dirty clothes in there, and some other pillow shams, that's the word, and some placemats back there that we have not used, but I really want to, when we move at some point, be able to use them on a fancier, nicer table. A little sewing kit. My husband has one of those snap cooling towels. I have a couple washcloths and hand towels that I change out in our guest bathroom. We don't really use a lot of washcloths besides on the baby, so we don't have a lot of those, but when guests come. In this container here, I was able to sort down to, is that my nail polish? No, what is in that? I think, oh, this is some crafty kind of things. That's got some craft stuff in it. I was able to make my nail polishes fit into a smaller container, and then that up there is housing kind of miscellaneous things, shoe polish and stuff like that that we do need to get to very randomly, and that's why they're up there. In this snap box here, I have like my 3M hooks, and then I was able to condense all of our batteries into that snap thing. On this shelf, I have towels. On this shelf, I have just a couple of our towels. I'm doing a huge load right now, so I know there's going to be a bunch more of those, and they'll probably end up being on a different shelf. If I could really fold them nicely, I would probably put them in one of these prettier kind of damask, you know, fabric tubs that I have, but they don't really, and I think they look fine on the shelf like that. This is one of the things that I know I need another container for. Another fabric container works best in this closet. This is kind of, we keep some sheets that we don't like using anymore. We cover our couch with them. Just because, you know, kids get on there, the dogs are getting on there. This is an extra baby blanket that can actually now go into here. And this green one here, this is from when my son was a baby. Yeah, I see your sock. So now it was just kind of empty. It had some stuffed animals in there and other things that were moved. So now I have some extra crib sheets or pack and play, an extra blankie for her, and then this is also an extra blanket. So that can fit nicely over here. There we go. Up here in these are housed both of, well, no, one is just purely pillowcases. And as I said before, you know, if you have kids, they're, you know, sometimes you just need to change a pillowcase, or you just need to change a flat sheet, or you just need to change a fitted sheet, and you don't need to wash the whole set again. You might have just put them on there the day before. I'm also getting rid of, or actually moving to kind of I always keep our old sheets, because you're constantly like, oh, we need to, you know, line the back of the truck because we're going to get something, or the dogs are traveling with us somewhere, or, you know, you just want to, you know, cover up the lawn. I know, no, you just find a bazillion uses. I actually have a huge plastic container downstairs that I keep a lot of just old sheets in, but I am keeping these pillow cases that go with the sheets that we don't need anymore, just because, and there's some extras that fit on just our king size pillows. So that's going to go up here next to this one that houses 2 sets of our king size sheets that go on our master bed. We do have a king bed. I do not want the shelf to bow, so I'm actually thinking about maybe moving them down to the bottom and then moving some lighter things. But as of now, I kind of have them on where the little T part is back here to kind of give it some extra support. And I'll kind of, you know, get to that place where I really want to organize that. Then in this one over here, same style, I had 3 of those. I have swaddle blankets, and I actually was able to, I actually have in here swaddle blankets. Before, you know, when my son was a baby, we had just the blankets, and then these are the some they send you home with, you know, or they use at the hospital. And I condensed it down. I had probably 5 or so, too many to really fit in here, and honestly there's probably 30 of them in there, which is, you know, a ridiculous amount that you'll never use that many of. So I took 5 that were pretty worn, and I'm bumping them down to like car detail, you know, cleaning wheels and windshield and that kind of stuff. They'll be great for that. So I pared them down so that everything would fit in here. Now the other thing that's interesting is that my son absolutely loved being swaddled. The tighter the better. You could not swaddle him tight enough. He loved it. And my husband is a master swaddler. Now my daughter absolutely hated being swaddled. And so of course, once she comes around, these are the like Velcro ones you could do, and we would just swaddle her kind of from the waist down and have her arms be free, but she hated it, did not like it at all, would make her cry. So your kids can be very opposite, so who knows with this next baby what the preference will be. Then in this tub here, it's got some old nail polish on it that's just pretty much stuck on there. So I have some bibs that she has outgrown but will be nice for the baby. I have a few washcloths and, you know, little comb that they send you home with the hospital at for their hair, which my kids never really have any hair, so, but you know, I have it. I would like to find a different way to store this as well, other than this plastic container. Then going down below, I still have my shelf of paper towels, and I keep extra toilet paper over there. I think my daughter just walked off with those. I buy things in bulk, so I store, like, I think I bought 100 and some rolls of paper towels at one point from Staples because it was just a really good deal. So we had just crates upon crates of it downstairs in kind of our overflow area. Then down below, I have this tub over here, which I have my extra Dyson parts for the vacuum. These are what we put in our vents to cut down on allergies. It just kind of keeps out the pollen and everything. I would like to store those a little bit differently. These cloths here, these are my wipes that I got off Amazon. I absolutely love them for cleaning, for blowing noses, for keeping in the car, you name it. I mean, they are fantastic. And now when I had them in this big one, and they fit fine, but then I had all of this like Swiffer stuff that did not fit in this container, so I swapped them out. But now that I folded these, and I folded them down a little bit so I could have 3 rows, I realized in my laundry today that I have a bunch more. So realistically, I would like to have more of these fabric containers. Now, I don't want to drop a huge ton of money for these because these are like, I don't know, 6 something a piece usually. These fabric ones here, I found actually the best price that I found researching yesterday was that on Amazon, or sorry, eBay. I think I'm going to buy a set of 6, and they're the same size. That's the other thing you want to be careful about. 6 for $27.99, and broad range of colors. I think I'm going to get like a light tan, I think or it's like an off-white that will kind of still coordinate They come in sets of 6. So I'll be able to, you know, put these in one. I'll be able to put our sheets that we use just specifically for couch covering. I'll be able to have one for my wipes to fit all those in there. I'll have one for my Dyson equipment. And then if I want to put, you know, this in a plastic bag, maybe I could put it in with the Dysons. You know what I mean? Just kind of condense it, because we just change these out once a year. And I don't really use a lot of these different Dyson attachments. Now that I really know what I have, I might start doing that a little bit more. And if I can, I might use one to condense some of those up there, just so it's not so, I don't know, disorderly looking. I try to fold it in different ways, and it's just kind of continuing to be like that. Now these here, these shams are king size. They're not going to fit in a container like this, but I think 6 for $27.99 is a really good deal. It's that's free shipping, of course. So, you know, even looking at like Target, when they sometimes will have a deal for those and then you get 5% off, they're still not $27.99 for 6. So I think that's the plan. Once I order those and they come in and I have everything exactly the way that I want it, then I will update you on the absolute final product. But as of now, I'm pretty pleased with how everything is looking. So much better. I now I feel like, oh my gosh, I have all this space. Who knew, right? And I think it will be so much more organized. The other thing I'm trying to figure out is the best way to label these so that when my husband's putting them away, I have a label maker. I could just print something from the label maker and put it on here. That's probably what I'm leaning closest to, as opposed to some sort of tag hanging off. I'm not sure. So I may try a couple different things. But you'll get to see what I finally decide on in the completely finished video. So I just wanted to give you kind of a midway point as to what's in here so far and what I'm thinking as far as purchasing for organizational storage and that type of thing. So, all right, I will update you when it is all complete.